Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton. I know it's been a couple days, but this phone situation is just out of control. Like, I've been trying so hard to post an update, and like I'll get through 5 minutes and then it will turn off. And it's just very frustrating. And this is like time number 5. Take 5. This is the most I've ever had to do it for a single video. So my goal is to just be a one take Osmond, and just do the first take. But technology doesn't has a way of making sure that you don't do that. So unfortunately, it is what it is. But fingers crossed, definitely by Thanksgiving weekend I'll have my new phone. So I'm very excited about that. Okay, anyways, moving on. I learned one of the things that I was showing you when on this episode of the Sudsy recap was I was showing people how to smile without crinkling the corner of their eyes like this, right? I learned that from Wendy Brown, aka Miss Julie Brown's little sister, or is it her cousin, or is she some beauty queen? I don't know, but I learned how to do it watching the show Just Say Julie. I love that show. That was a show on MTV in the 80s, and it was she's not to be confused with Downtown Julie Brown, who's black and British, and she hosted Club MTV, which in itself was a fierce show as well. But Miss Julie Brown is a white redheaded girl who was hilarious. She was basically the Kathy Griffin of her time. She was so damn funny. But I hate to say it, but nowadays that show, Just Say Julie, would not really make it on the air because, back then, and I hate to say this, is because of the music. She actually had music in her show because you had to be on MTV. But now those requirements are all gone because the music videos are all gone, which really kills me that they still give out VMAs. Why is the music channel giving out VMAs? And not just that, but is it really a big deal if you win a VMA now? Back in the day, like for the first VMAs, you know how many people showed up in tuxedos? Most people. Like if you look out in the audience, they're all in tuxedos. So it's really kind of, shocking, that now just people wear, ladies wear next to nothing and guys look like they just rolled out of bed. I mean, I just wish that they would return to the class that they had in the 80s. Although, having said that, the very first VMAs was where Madonna humped the stage and she debuted Like a Virgin. None of us had ever heard that song before. The video hadn't come out yet. And she became a huge international celebrity at that point. But so, kudos to you, Madonna. But yeah, but still. Anyways, Just Say Julie, I miss it. It was a great show. Anywho, I'm going to be in Los Angeles for a week. So, not next week, but the week after. I'm going to be taking a course to become a certified associate of project management. So I got a 4-day boot camp that I'm going to in LA. So I'll actually get to catch up with my LA peeps while I'm out there. I miss everyone, so I'm really excited about that. Okay, so with all of that out of the way, now we can talk Young and the Restless. Okay, so Young and the Restless, this week we were dealing with the fallout from the revelation that Sully is actually Christian. And it brought out great scenes. It brought out great scenes from Sharon Case, Joshua Morrow, Steve Burton, Melissa Claire Egan, and Cameron Grimes, aka Sharon, Nick, Dylan, Chelsea, and Mariah. Incredible. All 5 of them. They just rocked the hell out of every single scene, and they really tugged at your heart because, and her son Noah also feels this way, is that even though she did, yes, make a poor choice about that, about revealing, Sully's true paternity, she wouldn't have actually done that if Chelsea hadn't have done that to Dylan previously with Connor. No one on the show has mentioned that, at least thus far, but it's true. And not just that, but she just couldn't take losing the son that she thought she had. I mean, she was just as much a victim as everyone else was initially. So, I think that this whole gunning for Sharon bullshit is a little bit bullshit. I hate it because they love to assassinate Sharon's character and drag her through the mud, and it really irritates me. Yeah, it really upsets me. I love me some Sharon. Having said that, I do love the two ladies that are on the crazier side of the spectrum, Patty and Chloe. Love both of them. They're great. Also, we saw a little bit that the wheels, not the wheels, the cracks were starting to show in Travis and Victoria's relationship because although this seems a little bit out of left field, it seems like really okay. So Travis goes out, gets drunk, and comes back to the house, and Billy's there. He starts, going in on Billy, and Victoria's like, "Get out! I don't care where you stay, but you can't stay here tonight in front of the children. That much of a mess." Okay, well, I mean, I find that a little bit hard to believe because, I mean, she was married to Billy. And really, Travis owned a bar, and this is the first time you've ever seen him this drunk. I mean, I, and has he ever been violent or anything before? I mean, like, you know. And of course, who shows up? The woman that he slept with that got him banned from Wall Street. Although, and that's another thing. I mean, this whole thing is basically it's just kind of reaching, because he if he was banned from Wall Street, don't you think that someone as powerful as Victor Newman would have heard about it? Yeah, he heard about it after he investigated him, but don't you think he would have known, and wouldn't he have tried to get a job at Newman after that? I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. But it is what it is. She's back into town, and her and Travis have already fallen into bed together. So what are you gonna do? Okay, so that's that. I love me some Mariah. Okay, so in addition to being in the Sharon Dylan story and in her own quasi story with Kevin, although now that Chloe's back, she's kind of been forgotten, she has now made her way into the GC Buzz story, which is great, right? And that's how the whole thing with Christian got out because her and Kevin were having an argument on the set of GC Buzz TV, and the camera was on. So even though the sound wasn't on and they couldn't hear them, Hillary was telling Devon, read their lips. You know how to do that. Okay, that's a very clever nod to Young and the Restless's history. So I give them credit for that because that is true. He's like, oh my God, I haven't done this in years. But he was able to figure out, okay, they're talking about something about a baby and Dr. Anderson. So then Hillary went online and she found the story of Dr. Anderson. And she found out that she was working at the mental hospital. I don't remember what it's called. Ferndale, Ferncliff, Fernview, Riverview, Riverdale. I don't know. Whatever the hell it was called. And she found out that Patty was staying there too. So then she goes and makes an appointment to see Patty. And she's like, hey, Patty, and Patty thinks that she's her lawyer. So she starts spilling the tea. She goes off and she goes in and she tells her everything. And because she's not a lawyer, she's not bound by any confidentiality. So, of course, Hillary just broadcasts the entire thing. And Victor Newman is, of course, like, well, I don't care what you do about Sharon. You can hang her for all I care, but you got to keep my family out of it.